All right, welcome back to Broke Bets. This is the post-fight Aspinall Volkov reactions. What up, Carson?
Hello. How are you doing?
I'm doing dope, dude. The card was great.
Yes, it was. That was a great card.
Do you want to run us past your pick again? That hit?
Yeah, the one parlay that I had was with Patty Pimlet, Gunnar Nelson, Ilya Taporia, and Mohammed Bakayev, and they all won. So my parlay hit, and we're all making money here.
Yeah, I had Jack Short, Timur Valiev going the distance. That happened. Patty Pimblett not going the distance. Tom Aspinall not going the distance. That one. And then also, I had another thing, but it didn't hit, which I mentioned in the previous podcast, and it had Corey McCann on it. She lost. And then I had also a bunch of other dumb bets, which I did as a dumbass, which lost me a little bit, but in the end, still not a bad night.
Very well.
Um, I guess let's just get right into the main event. It's pretty dank.
Yes, it was. Tom Aspinall took Volkov down twice in the first round and ended up getting a Kimura, I believe,
I,
and looked pretty dominant.
I mean, yeah, I didn't know if he was gonna try to make it a 5 round fight and fight slow, but he went right in and tried to pretty much go for a finish right away, which was exciting. And uh, I love the call out too.
Who did he call out?
Tai Tuivasa,
Uh,
which I
that'll
called
be a
before the
great fight.
fight. I said that was the fight to make, and I think that's like a highly marketable one. Both guys love drinking, so that works.
Yeah. Could you see
Um,
him fighting Gone? Aspinall fighting Gone?
I think that would be a great matchup. They're probably the two most athletic heavyweights,
Yeah,
so
I'd want to see that.
I totally would. Um, Other than that, I don't know what goes on next for Volkov. I thought maybe he's gonna do a little bit better. I mean, he did knock him down, but I don't know if that was just because he was off
I think it was
balance.
off balance, but it still got him.
Still got him somewhat. Excited
Yeah,
for Tom
Volkov
Aspinall, but
hasn't been the same.
what's that?
Volkov has not been the same the past couple fights.
Yeah, he looked winded. I mean, I guess if you're gonna be on the bottom position, you're getting a little tired trying to fight to get back to your feet. But I don't know. I feel like he would have done a little bit more. Oh well, I'm cheering on Aspinall.
Yes,
I think
we
for
all are.
top heavyweights, if I had to make the rankings right now, it would be Cyril, or it would be Ngannou, Cyril Gane,
Now it's Rogan,
Tom Aspinall. I guess Stipe's in there, so Cyril Gane, Stipe,
John
Tom
Jones.
Aspinall, then Ty. That's my top five.
Very well.
All right, let's go to Dan Hooker and
Arnold Allen.
Arnold Allen. I mean, I didn't expect it to happen that fast, but like, dude, Dan's just not the same anymore.
And moving down a weight class, that's probably not the best for him.
Yeah, that hurt. Geez, I think just from that fight with Dustin Poirier, he took so much damage and like wore him down so much that even in his last like hack press fight, he just didn't look that great, even though he's wrestling. And then in the Islam Makhachev fight, I don't want to blame him for anything there because almost everyone gets submitted to the guy. But in this
And
one,
I
like,
was on like a 10-day notice.
yeah, I'm not gonna blame him for that.
Yeah.
But this guy, like, Arnold Allen's great, but he also swung for the fences, and Dan didn't really have anything to go
He didn't
back with.
have Dan Hooker didn't have much head movement.
Yeah, he just kind
He
of
just
sat
kept
there.
trying to eat those punches.
I'm excited for Arnold Allen. I mean, dude, he got like the English crowd gave him like no cheer. For a guy who's like one of the best in the division, he just got no reception from the crowd, which was crazy to me.
You know who did get the reception?
Dan Hooker.
Patty,
Oh
the
well,
Batty
we'll move to that
Pimlet.
fight then.
Yeah. Patty's just too good for these guys.
I'm still not a believer.
Yeah,
He's a
I don't
funny
know.
guy for sure. He's
Yeah,
super
he's fun to
marketable.
watch.
I think that was it. It was an all right performance. Like he got taken down and controlled. The hip throw was great, and he took the back pretty quick. I think if you find somebody with a neutral ground game to him, he's gonna have a really hard time. Like
Him
like
and
to
Taporia, that
it,
should be the fight to make now.
exactly. I mean, I don't know if they're gonna let that happen, but for how heavy-handed Taporia is, I think he's gonna
Yeah,
clock him right in the skull.
I think he would too.
But I don't know who's next for Patty. Did he didn't call out anybody else. I think he just left it open ended.
He called out Mark Zuckerberg
Oh shit, yeah.
for
Because he got
uh
his Instagram post taken down.
no, he got his Instagram account deleted.
All those Brits, Darren Till,
Yeah,
they just
Darren Till, yeah.
they love posting edgy memes. Uh, I mean, I did expect a little bit of adversity, but I think that's me in every Patty fight you watch. He's gonna get clipped, and then he's probably gonna win it on the ground. That's probably just how it's gonna happen. I I don't feel the same hype as a McGregor thing that people talk about. Do, do you?
No, not really.
I don't know. I just don't really see it.
I like Patty though.
I loved his walkout. I mean, like he's just so energized, and I think they have to go back to London just for him and for a couple other guys. Why not?
Yeah, for
And
sure.
it's fully sold out. It's loud as shit. It's perfect for marketing. I mean, it's great. Move on
Chill
to the
needs
next
to
one.
fight there. The next card. The next card in the UK. Darren Till needs to fight.
Yeah, you want to move on to the next fight?
Yep, Gunnar Nelson and Takashi Sato.
Yeah,
I don't think he landed a punch the entire fight.
yeah. So MMA Guru was talking, and he was like, "I'd score these 10-9 all for Gunner, but like, if your opponent doesn't land a strike until round three, and you're just clocking him in the head on the ground, I'd give him 10-8s because there's no resistance." And like Sato's whole strategy was just not to get taken down, and then if he got taken down, not to get choked out, and then he got choked out. So,
Yes.
um,
He didn't get choked out.
oh
He
well,
made it the distance, but
I'm stupid, yeah, but I thought the ref should have stopped it with the punches in the head. I mean, it was pretty obvious he wasn't going to get out of it, and he started to look like a grape towards the end of the fight.
yeah,
I don't know.
he just kept fighting the hands. Wasn't really trying to get out of the body lock.
Yeah, Gunnar Nelson
And
didn't really have a lot to do. I was
yeah,
out screaming like, "Oh shit!"
It's not over. Stop the fight!
I don't know. I don't really have much to say for this one. I mean, this is one of your legs for your parlay. We should just move
yeah,
on.
it was a boring fight, but we'll take it. Take the easy money. I wasn't sweating it at all like I was during the Poirier fight. So
All right, we'll
that
go
was
to
good.
the. I have a lot of criticism for this next fight and a lot of praise also. Molly McCann versus
Meatball.
Luana Carolina. It
Yeah,
was
the meatball got it done with a spinning back elbow in the third round. Molly McCann.
possibly one of the worst fights I've watched until the knockout. Just like
Yeah, it
it,
wasn't that.
it was so sloppy. Molly McCann hit her once in the face, then charged in through 50 punches in a row, which none landed. And then Luana Carolina kept on throwing 2-mile-an-hour kicks. Like, I don't know
Her
what was
speed
going
was
on.
not there. Yeah.
That was just hard to watch. And I bet on Carolina, and she was just like not really in it. I guess I hadn't really seen her for a while. Probably wasn't the smartest pick. But the meatball didn't look great either until the KO.
Well,
And
that's what the meatball does.
the KO was crazy. I think she was on the ground for like 5+ minutes. I think her eyes like were rolled back in her head too, but
Yeah, yeah, they were.
that was a pretty gruesome KO. I guess I'll give some props for a crazy KO in the women's division. You don't really see too many of them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Moving on.
Yep, Ilya Taporia and Jai Herbert. Jai Herbert came out swinging in the first round, knocked Taporia down with a head kick, I believe.
Yeah.
And Taporia was sitting on his butt for a couple seconds before he realized that he was just clocked and got him to the ground, survived the first round, and ultimately knocked him out in the second round. Taporia did.
We talked about the weight jump. I don't think the weight jump was the problem. It was just the range was a really big problem for him. Where
Yeah.
he came in the first round and Jai could hit him from like 6 feet away and not be up. And there's a lot more snap on taller guys' punches, but I mean, Taporia inside doing the boxing, I mean, holy shit. That KO was as clean as it comes.
Yeah, that was nasty.
Jai had no idea where he was, and
His eyes were rolled back too.
oh my god, yeah. I mean, I was ecstatic when it happened. I mean, that was like the parlay I've seen on everyone's or picked on on everyone's parlay. It just
Yeah.
it was kind of like the confirmation pick. It was like the Amanda Nunes pick versus Julian Pena, and you just got really nervous because you thought maybe you might lose that money.
But he came through.
He came through big time.
Yes.
Moving on, Makwan Americani versus Mike Grundy. You can probably keep this one pretty short.
Well, the fight didn't last very long.
Exactly. I didn't expect Mike Grundy to get taken out so fast. Like, he was up on the cage and he had a position when Americani had like a half guillotine in, and then instead of like staying in side control, he flipped over and just set himself up for an anaconda choke and fucked himself over.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how the fight would have gone past the first minute because we didn't get to see any stand up, but I had a tiny parlay on Mike Grundy and it didn't pay off, but whatever.
Who was the favorite in that fight?
Mike Grundy, like he was like minus 178,
Oh,
and yeah, I just didn't expect Americani to pull it off that fast.
yeah, Americana looked good.
Next one.
Shamil got knocked out by Pavlovich.
Yeah, not a ton to say
I
about
thought it
this
was-
one
I
either.
thought it was a little early of a stoppage, but
I don't know. It's always hard to say because it's kind of like a little bit in the same of the Gunnar Nelson like way he's hitting him, where I don't think Shamil had a good chance of getting out, but getting out of position. But Sergey just kept wailing on him, so it just is gonna end.
yeah.
I was watching the Guru's comments about this, and people are coming up with different nicknames for Shamil. And I thought he looks like the Russian Shrek, which just kind of has that figure.
He's super hairy, but he like shaved part of his
Oh yeah,
hair
yeah.
on it.
Yeah, he's talking about that on commentary. It was great.
Yeah, it was weird.
But yeah, I mean, the back of his head looked weird as fuck, like shaped as well.
And next
Anyway.
fight, Paul Craig and Nikita Krylov. Paul Craig won via triangle submission choke.
Probably the second craziest finish of the night, behind
Oh,
Molly McCann's.
yeah, yeah. Paul Craig ate like 30 punches when he was on his back and somehow got a triangle choke.
I mean,
Always seems to pull it off.
I was so confident in Krylov, like, before the fight, and then the first round happened, and you're, like, confirming your beliefs. And this is, like, I just thought he had it from the top, and he was just going to stay on top and keep hammering him. And he got up for an instant, and Paul Craig got his legs up and locked him up really fast, and boom, fight was over.
Yeah, it was very quick.
And that was another, I mean, we'll get probably into this in the other prelim fights as well, but Bisping was just awful this whole card. And probably shouldn't be on the
Yeah,
podcast.
I think he was saying something like, "Oh, Craig can't win this from the back," and then like 30 seconds later, he did.
And for somewhat, he has a point, but it's also like you're talking about a guy who's like one of the best in the UFC off his back, and then you can't do this, and then boom, it's over.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's easy to be a commentator, but you can definitely not think you know everything when you're talking.
Michael.
Next one.
You got this one.
I had Jack Shore winning, and he won, and I love this fight. I mean, I don't know if this would have been fight of the night. I'm trying to think if anything else would have surpassed. I think this would be my fight of the night.
Yes. Or maybe Arnold Allen and Hooker. And
Yeah,
Hooker ate so many punches.
yeah.
But yeah, probably Jack Shore.
Jack Shore he put him down like 3 times too, and I was super scared because I had yes to distance, and then he got knocked down like in the 3rd round 3 times. But I think a lot of people picked Jack Shore, paid off.
Yeah, were the odds like a pick 'em? They're really close.
Yeah, I put a small wager on him. It worked out.
Very well.
I also didn't think he had very good striking, but he actually outstruck him. And I thought Valiev was going to be kind of just like better at kicking and all that, but Jack Shore kind of controlled everything. And the Guru said he thought the fight was a tie. I did not think so at all.
I can't say I have an opinion because I was not watching too closely. So
Okay. Next one.
Elise Reed and Corey McKenna. Elise Reed won via split decision. I think one judge had it 30-27 McKenna, and the other two had it 29-28 Reed.
This one drove me a little crazy.
They were all over the place on the scorecards.
This one drove me a little crazy because McKenna like clearly had the better wrestling, and then she let her up a couple times, and then it was just like kissing my money away. But Elise Reed like had great right hands. I think a lot of people thought Elise had it like secured. I thought it was a close fight. I gave 1 and 3 to McKenna. I don't know if I'm biased, but I know a lot of people thought Reed did more in almost every round.
All the judges were all over the place there.
And this was another fight where I was like, Bisping, just quit talking so much. He tells everyone his score on every round. He's like, well, I had it 10-9, so it's 10-9, folks. Like, and he just takes that to heart, and then when the judges announce their scorecards, he's shocked when he hears anything different. Anything else on this?
Nope. Pretty boring fight.
I didn't mind it. When you have something on the line, it feels really exciting.
Fair enough.
And
But
then
this first fight to start off the day was amazing.
amazing.
Muhammad Makayev and Cody Durden. Makayev won via guillotine choke in the first minute of the very first round.
Yeah, it was.
He had a flying knee and then got to the guillotine choke and choked him out.
Yeah, I mean he looked pretty great. I don't really know if he's be quite a UFC champion yet. We'll have to see more, but he did look pretty
He's
great for the
only
time he's in there.
21, so he's got plenty of time.
Oh yeah, And, like, him dodging the leg kicks and shit like that, when you see people do that stuff, you just think, like, they're definitely just a little bit higher caliber. I don't really see too many low-level fighters doing this front leg step back and predicting kicks.
Yeah, he's never lost.
And, you know, Cody Durden on his last fight was like, I sent that guy back to China. He beat a Chinese fighter, and he said some shit like that, and people hated him. But Muhammad got the job done. Overall, pretty awesome card.
Yes, it was very good. I loved it.
Oh, shit. That giant ad jump in the screen. I don't know. Other than that, probably stick to the fights for next week and give you guys our predictions. Good week for us. I think 8 for 12 on predicted fights on our Instagram. And 2 of our 3 important picks hit, and then some of my dumb ones missed. Other than that, pretty good card. Great card to watch.
Great night.
Yes, sir.
Peace.
Peace.